So here it is, the end of 2019, and I think it's like the 3rd or 4th year that I've done this. We're gonna look at all the hours on everything and figure out how many hours we put on it. So we're gonna start with the 50 and the 40. I've never done the combine because you need the battery to look at the hours, and we disconnect them for the winter time. So I'm not going to connect the battery just to look at the hours. So I've never done it, so we ain't going to start now, I guess. So 4450. It's been on the manure spreader. Take this thing off. You don't know. I need my flashlight. Take this little cover off on these 50 series. Wow, there we go. They just snap off. You can wipe the dust off better. 11,574.0. So that's what that is. I'm gonna stop this video, go to the notepad on my phone and type that down because I do not have a piece of paper with me right now to write it down, and I'll write it down later. All right, got that written down. It is 1983 4450, and here's the 1982 4440. Been spread manure at that too. 2 manure rigs in the winter. Unless the snow gets super deep, we'll just leave these 2 tractors hooked up all winter. We get like a foot of snow, we're not gonna be hauling manure, so we just unhook them. So right now we got no snow, so it's been fairly warm recently. Now the 40 series, the engineers are smarter, and you can actually see this better. This will focus. There, I got my light on. I don't know why it wasn't on before. 11,249.6. So I don't know if I'll do the point or not, write it down, but probably will. So 1982 John Deere 4440. Next we'll go to probably next we're at the 72 3020. Believe, whoa, slipped off the step. I believe this is 72. I know it's the last year 3020. There, now you can see it. Finally got it to focus. Probably edited that out. 12,209.7 hours. You couldn't tell. All our stuff is pretty well high-hourred, but everything that goes wrong with high hours has basically been replaced. So they're fairly reliable still. Everybody's scared of high-hour machines. I'm not necessarily, because my philosophy is if someone had that tractor to 12,000 hours, everything that major could go wrong could be already spent. So you get something like 5, 6, something could go that would have already been replaced. Maybe that's bullshit, I don't know. Makes kind of sense to me. So 2012 SR 200K skid loader. You can see we got no front tires because we're buying new ones. Here's the old ones. They're about flat as it can get. New ones are gonna have 2-inch lugs on it. So at the last year we didn't have this skid loader. We bought this in March. So yeah, 1840 is gone, and this is what replaced it. So this is what, 9 months worth of work. Oh, I didn't even have to do that. There, 4,610.2. I think it had 40 hours when we got it, or was it 4430? I don't remember. I'll have to look back at the video. There's that, 4610. And back here is the big 50. Now this song gonna have a lot of hours. Highest houred machine right here. And we put the most hours on it per year than any other tractor, because it does a lot of work. Now this one's really hard to read the tach. I need my light. Yeah. Here we are, 17,020 hours. Isn't that crazy? We just ran this bad boy yesterday. I got the chisel plow hooked up yesterday, and we got it all ready for spring. So, that wasn't yesterday, that was 2 days ago. So, 17,020. Just crossed the 28,000 hour mark. I remember when it crossed. I was sitting at the mill, waiting to unload corn out the elevator, waiting in line, and that's when it crossed. I remember watching it. So, there it is. You might say that's a lot of hours, but this thing has had an overhaul, and it has a complete transmission rebuild. Look, rebuilt with genuine John Deere parts, the engine. That was before we bought it. And I guess half the transmission was rebuilt before we bought it. And then the big clutch pack or transmission power shift pack broke a couple years ago, and we fixed that. So it's basically good to go for quite a long time. So yeah, tires are getting freaking bald fast though. They got a little life in them, but they suck. The back rears are good, except the duals. The duals are crap too. So, next we'll go to the truck, get the miles, and then when Dad's done with the 1845C, we'll get that. I'll write everything down, and then the small 4440 is at John Deere right now, so I'm gonna have to drive over there and go get the hours on that. So, it's getting the 3-point fixed, and it told the corn planter over there we're getting a bunch of stuff done with the corn planter stuff, and some Green Star. Good old Dodge Ram 2500 2010. $115,369. Now this truck is gonna have a lot less miles than last year, I believe, because transmission went out 3 times. So the first time I think the transmission was just junk, the original one, and I was out of commission for a week and a half. And then the second time we got a faulty transmission, but that was gone for a month because I remember what was it, so the people who fixed it had to prove to the brand of transmission that it was the transmission's fault, not the truck. And that took a month because the brand who makes the transmission wanted to be a pain in the ass. So faulty transmission, and then a month later we get another faulty transmission, so that took like 2 weeks to fix. So we finally got a good one, we think, knock on wood. And yeah, so probably almost 2 months of driving did not exist with this truck this year. So I wouldn't really blame it on Dodge. I mean, the first transmission I would, but the other two I would not, because it wasn't Dodge's fault, I think. Here we are in the 1845C. Now, before I even look, I'm going to expect this skid loader has way less hours than last year and the year before. Mainly because from March till now, the SR200 has been loading manure out of the pit, not this, and you gain a lot of hours doing that. And this one stayed at home unloading round bales, while the other one was driving around in the field picking them up, making that one give that skid loader more hours. Which is another reason we got it, because our 1840 was so limited, we really didn't use it that much, and this one we used a lot. So we're hoping we can get the hours more balanced on them. So we are at 1158 now. This tack has been replaced. Right here it used to say 3710. So if you add the two numbers together, that's how many total hours it would have. So 1158. So I mean, it could have a shit ton of hours on it. I don't know, we're about to find out. So here's my chart so far. I just need the little 4440. Like I said, that's at John Deere. I need to go over there and get it. So then I'll talk about it later. There's one big surprise here, that the small 50, actually we put more hours on it than the big 50 this year by 3 hours. I'm actually very surprised on that one. And then this skid loader, like I thought, is down. Not as much as I thought. Just $299. And then this is 18, we put 321, and then 17 we put 310 on it. So, and then the new skid loader we put 170 on, but we got that in March. So yeah, And we really don't mix TMR with the skid loader. We just do shit and round bales in the field. So, yeah, 9 months worth of work. Well, here we are at John Deere. Hop in here real quick, check the years. 544.7, and then you obviously add the hours there. So we'll write that down on a piece of paper as well. We should take this tractor. So here are the final results. The truck, where is it? 13,176. So less than last year and the year before. The small 4450, we put 285 hours, which compares to the 2 previous years, which is more. Big 50, 346 hours, which is more than the last 2 years. Big 4440, it's been progressively getting less because this year we planted corn with that tractor. This year, I don't know, we just didn't use it as much, I guess. It's only like not that many hours. So small 50, most hour tractor, 349. I'm surprised that the small 50 has more hours this year than the big 50, but it does, which I guess kind of makes sense because, I don't know, which compares to the 2 previous years going up every single year. 3020, way more than last year. I don't know why. I know we got more cattle we grind feed for, so maybe that's why. 1845C, less because we got the SR200 to help fill out the hours. But this is still a little higher than I thought it was going to be, 299 hours. Then the SR200, which we got in mid-March, 170. So 1845C we usually grind feed, or not, we mix TMR with and feed round bales with. This one we usually scrape manure with and then haul bales out of the field with. So next year I think these two will be a little closer. I'm thinking this 45C is still going to be higher. So there, that's the list. And then this is how much we did in 18 and 17. So I'll take a picture of this so I have it for next year. But we do have a chance. Sounds like we will get another 160 acres of crop ground for next year. So expect both 50s numbers to go up a lot more next year. They'll probably be close to 400 hours. And then the small 4440, since that's the planting tractor, whatever that is, that'll go up too. So, but I don't know about the big 40, and I know the 3020 won't be affected because that only doesn't do, the only field work the 3020 does is rake hay, and it doesn't do that too often. So 30-20 hours, those are mixing TMR, grind and feed. I think it ran the generator once this year because the power was out. I think it ran the grain auger for oats. Raked, I don't know, maybe like 45 acres of hay this year. I think that's about it. And we put 216 hours on it, so kind of surprised. That's the most we ever put on it. And yeah, so there it is. I'm gonna go edit this video, and we'll put it up on the 31st of December.